Welcome to Read and Learn English. I am so happy you are here today. This channel is made for people like you, people who want to improve their English but also want to grow stronger in life. Every video here is not only about learning new words or sentences. It is about learning how to live better, think better, and believe in yourself more. Today's topic is very important. It is something that can change everything in your life. The topic is this: control your mind before life controls you. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever woken up in the morning and already felt tired, even before the day started? Maybe you opened your eyes and your first thought was, "I don't want to get up. I don't want to do anything today." Or maybe you felt heavy in your heart, like you were carrying a secret weight. Many people feel like this. Sometimes it is because of stress at work. Sometimes it is because of school. Sometimes it is because of problems at home. And sometimes we do not even know why we feel this way. We just wake up and the day feels hard before it even begins. This is the power of the mind. Your mind can be your best friend, or it can be your worst enemy. When your mind is your friend, it gives you energy, it gives you hope, and it gives you courage to try. But when your mind is your enemy, it makes you feel small, weak, and powerless. Many people do not understand this. They think their life is controlled only by outside things: their job, their family, their money, or their luck. But the truth is different. Life is not only what happens outside. Life is also what happens inside your head. Think about this. Two people can face the same problem. One person feels broken, the other feels strong. What is the difference? It is not the problem itself. It is the way the mind reacts to the problem. The mind can say, "I cannot do this, I give up." Or the mind can say, "This is hard, but I will try." This small difference in thought changes everything. But here is the danger. If we do not control our mind, life will control it for us. The world around us is full of voices. Some voices are positive, but many voices are negative. You may hear people say, "You are not good enough," or "You will never succeed," or even, "Why even try?" These voices can come from other people, but sometimes they also come from inside our own head. If we do not learn to guide our mind, we can become prisoners of these thoughts. We wake up every day and live inside an invisible cage. We may smile on the outside, but inside we feel stuck. That is why this video is so important. Today, we will take a journey together. We will learn step by step how to guide the mind, how to make it strong, and how to use it as a tool instead of a trap. I will show you how to notice negative thoughts, how to replace them with positive ones, how to build habits that make your mind stronger every day, and how to choose discipline when motivation is not enough. You will also learn simple English words and phrases you can practice so you improve both your language and your life at the same time. I want you to know this. Your mind is not your enemy. It only becomes your enemy if you let it run wild. Think of it like a horse. A wild horse runs in every direction, sometimes fast, sometimes slow, and often dangerous. But when the horse has a rider, when someone holds the reins, the horse becomes powerful and useful. Your mind is the same. Without control, it runs wild. With control, it becomes your strongest weapon. So in this video, we will learn how to hold the reins of the mind. We will learn how to ride it, guide it, and use it to go where we want to go in life. This is the starting point of everything, because before you can change your world, you must first change your mind. Now let us begin with the first step: why your mind is the strongest weapon you have. Why your mind is the strongest weapon. The human mind is the most powerful tool you have. It is stronger than your muscles, stronger than your money, and stronger than your environment. Why? Because the mind creates thoughts, and thoughts create feelings, and feelings create actions. Every success and every failure begins first in the mind. Before you move your body, before you speak a word, before you take a step, your mind has already given the command. This is why your mind is your strongest weapon. Think about simple words like I can and I cannot. They are only 2 or 3 words, but they make a world of difference. When you say I can, your mind gives your body energy. You start to feel stronger, more alive, ready to move forward. But when you say I cannot, your body loses energy. You feel smaller, weaker, and afraid. Nothing has changed in the outside world. The only thing that changed was the thought inside your head. And that small thought changed everything. Let us use a simple example. Imagine a student sitting in a classroom. The teacher asks a question. The student knows the answer, but inside the student's head, the thought appears, I cannot speak. My English is not good enough. The student stays silent. The chance is lost. Now imagine the same classroom, the same teacher, the same question. This time, the student thinks, I can try. Even if I make a mistake, I will learn. The student raises their hand, speaks, and grows stronger. Do you see? The situation was the same. The difference was only the thought. This is why the mind is the strongest weapon. A free mind can open doors. A controlled mind can close them. A focused mind can build bridges. A distracted mind can destroy them. Now let us think about daily life. Imagine you have a difficult day at work. Maybe your boss gives you more tasks than you expected. Maybe you feel tired and stressed. One person thinks, I cannot finish this. It is too much. I am unlucky. This thought makes the person feel weak, angry, and hopeless. Another person, facing the same situation, thinks, this is hard, but I will do one task at a time. I will keep going. That thought gives energy and direction. Again, the situation is the same. The difference is the mind. It is the same with English learning. Many people start with hope, but when they meet difficulty, they let their mind defeat them. They say, English is too hard. I cannot learn. Their mind becomes their enemy. But others say, English is not easy, but I can learn step by step. Their mind becomes their friend. Here is the truth. If you do not control your mind, life will control it for you. The world is full of distractions. Phones, social media, television, gossip. Every second, something tries to steal your attention. If your mind is not strong, it will run in every direction. It will focus on what is easy instead of what is important. It will choose comfort instead of growth. It will choose short pleasure instead of long success. A distracted mind is like a boat with no captain. The waves push it here and there, and it never arrives at the right place. But a focused mind is like a ship with a strong captain. The waves may still be strong, the weather may still be rough, but the captain knows the direction. The ship continues forward. This is the power of a controlled mind. Think about the difference between freedom and slavery. A free mind chooses where to go, what to believe, What to focus on. A slave mind is pushed by the world. It believes every negative voice, follows every distraction, and gives up its power. Which life do you want? Do you want to be free, or do you want to be a slave? The mind is also powerful because it can imagine the future. When you think about tomorrow, when you dream about what you want to be, your mind is already building that picture. If your picture is full of fear and doubt, your future will follow that picture. But if your picture is full of hope and action, your future will also follow. That is why controlling your thoughts is the first step to controlling your life. Here is a simple exercise. When you feel weak, say aloud, "I can." Repeat it until you feel stronger. When you feel lost, say, "I will try." Repeat it until you see the next step. When your mind says, "I cannot," stop, breathe, and replace it with, "I can try." These small words are powerful weapons. They seem simple, but they shape your feelings, and your feelings shape your actions. Many people wait for life to make things easier. They wait for the perfect time, the perfect chance, the perfect situation. But the truth is, life will never be perfect. If you wait for life to control your path, you will wait forever. Instead, you must control your mind, even when the world is not perfect. You must decide your own words, your own focus, your own reaction. That is true strength. So, remember this. Your mind can build your life, or it can break it. It can open doors, or it can close them. It can make you a leader of your own journey, or it can make you a prisoner of fear. The choice is always inside you. Now that you understand why the mind is the strongest weapon, we need to look deeper. What is the biggest enemy of this weapon? It is negative thinking. In the next section, we will learn how negative thoughts trap us and how we can escape their power. The trap of negative thinking. Negative thinking is like a slow poison. At first, you may not even notice it. It begins with one small doubt, one small fear, one small voice inside your head. But if you do not control it, it grows. Soon, it becomes bigger and stronger, until it takes control of your whole life. This is the trap of negative thinking. Many people are caught in it, and they do not even know they are inside. Let me give you an example. Imagine a student preparing for an English exam. The night before the exam, the student opens the book, but instead of focusing on the lessons, a thought appears. "I am not ready. I will fail." That thought creates a heavy feeling in the chest. The student begins to feel nervous. The hands shake. The heart beats faster. Soon the student cannot even study because the mind is full of fear. The next day, during the exam, the student looks at the questions. The answers are inside the memory, but the fear blocks them. Why? Because the negative thought already took control. Now imagine another situation. A person wants to change their life. Maybe they want a new job, or they want to move to a new city, or they want to start learning a new skill. But as soon as the dream appears, another voice appears too. "You are not smart enough. You are too old. It is too late." This voice grows louder until the person does nothing. The dream dies before it even starts. The life stays the same, not because the person could not change, but because the negative thoughts told them not to even try. This is the danger. Negative thoughts steal energy. They steal hope. They make a person weak, not because the person is weak, but because the mind makes them believe it. It is like carrying a heavy bag of stones every day. The stones are invisible, but they are still heavy. With each step, the weight grows. Soon, the person is too tired to move forward. But here is the truth. Negative thoughts are liars. They do not tell you reality. They only tell you fear. They say, you will fail, but failure is not certain. They say, you are not good enough, but no one can measure your true strength in one moment. Negative thoughts act like prison guards. They keep you inside the walls of fear, even when the door is open. So how can we escape this trap? The first step is awareness. You must listen to your own mind. Pay attention to the words you say to yourself. Are they positive or negative? Are they giving you energy or taking it away? Many people live without noticing the voice inside their head. But once you notice it, you can start to change it. Here is a simple practice. When your mind says, I will fail, stop and replace it with, I will try. When your mind says, I cannot, replace it with, I can try. When your mind says, it is impossible, replace it with, it is difficult, but possible. These small changes in words create big changes in feelings. And when your feelings change, your actions change too. Let us go back to the student in the exam. If the student had replaced I will fail with I will try my best, the chest would feel lighter. The fear would still be there, but smaller. The hands would be steadier. The mind would open more space for memory and focus. Even if the student made mistakes, they would still finish the exam with more confidence and less stress. That is the power of changing one thought. Or think about the person who wants to change their life. Instead of saying, I am too old, they could say, it is never too late to learn. Instead of saying, I am not smart enough, they could say, I can learn step by step. These new words give energy. They give courage. They open the first door to action. Another practice is writing. Take a notebook. Every time a negative thought appears, write it down. Then, next to it, write a positive version. For example, negative, I cannot learn English. Positive, I can learn English slowly, step by step. Negative, I will fail the exam. Positive, I will prepare and I will try my best. Negative, I am not good enough. Positive, I am improving every day. By writing these new sentences, you train your mind. You are teaching it to speak in a new language, the language of hope. This is also English practice. You are learning to replace negative English sentences with positive English sentences. In this way, you grow stronger in both mind and language. Negative thinking is like a storm. When the storm comes, the sky is dark, the wind is strong, and the rain is heavy. It feels endless. But no storm lasts forever. The sky clears, the sun returns. Your negative thoughts are the same. They come and go. But if you believe the storm is permanent, you will give up. If you believe the sun will return, you will wait, stay calm, and keep moving. Remember this: your mind is your home. If you fill it with negative words, it becomes dark and heavy. If you fill it with positive words, it becomes light and warm. Every day, you must choose which words to let inside. So be careful. Watch your thoughts. Catch the negative ones. Change them into positive ones. Do this again and again until it becomes a habit. Because when you escape the trap of negative thinking, you free your mind to grow, to try, to succeed. Now that you know how dangerous negative thoughts can be and how to fight them, we must ask, what can we build in place of negativity? The answer is positive habits. In the next section, we will learn how to build habits that make your mind stronger every day. Build positive habits of the mind. The human mind is like a garden. Every thought is a seed. If you plant positive seeds, you will see flowers of hope, strength, and growth. If you plant negative seeds, you will see weeds of fear, doubt, and weakness. But here is the important truth. Your garden will always grow something. If you do not choose what to plant, weeds will grow by themselves. This is why building positive habits of the mind is so powerful. Habits decide which seeds you plant every day. Think of two people. The first person trains the mind every day with small, positive habits. They wake up and tell themselves, "I am ready for today." They read a little instead of scrolling endlessly on social media. They smile when meeting others, even on difficult days. They write down one thing they are grateful for. Over time, these habits become natural. The mind becomes strong, calm, and focused. Now think of the second person. This person leaves the mind untrained. They wake up and complain, "I am tired, I don't want this day." They spend hours scrolling, comparing their life with others and feeling worse. They focus on problems instead of solutions. They let negative thoughts repeat again and again. Over time, these habits also become natural. But instead of strength, they grow weakness. Instead of peace, they grow stress. The difference is not talent, not intelligence, not luck. The difference is habits. Habits shape the mind like water shapes stone. Slowly, silently, every day. So how can you start building positive habits for your mind? The key is small steps. You do not need to change your whole life in one day. You only need to plant one small seed and water it every day. Here are some simple, powerful practices. 1. Write one positive English sentence daily. This practice helps two things: your language and your mind. Every morning, take a notebook and write one sentence. For example, "I am learning English step by step. Today, I will try my best. I am stronger than yesterday." When you write, you are teaching your mind to see yourself in a positive way. At the same time, you are practicing English in a meaningful way. Over weeks and months, this habit creates a new inner voice that supports you instead of attacking you. 2. Morning affirmations. An affirmation is a short, positive sentence you repeat to yourself. For example, "I can learn and grow. I am confident. I will face challenges with courage." Say them in front of the mirror or write them down. At first, it may feel strange, but with time, the brain begins to accept them. Just as negative words can make you weak, positive words can make you strong. 3. Gratitude lists. Every evening, write down 3 things you are grateful for. They do not need to be big. It could be, "I had a good meal," "I talked to a friend," or "I finished my work." Gratitude is like sunlight for the mind. It teaches you to see what is good, instead of always focusing on what is missing. When you practice gratitude, the mind slowly changes from complaining to appreciating. 4. Choose to read instead of scrolling. Social media is not evil, but it can easily steal your time and attention. 10 minutes of reading a meaningful book or article gives you new ideas, new language, new inspiration. 10 minutes of scrolling often gives you comparison, envy, and distraction. This is a simple daily choice. Will you feed your mind with knowledge, or will you feed it with noise? 5. Choose to smile instead of complain. When something goes wrong, most people complain, Why me? This is unfair, but you can build a different habit. You can take a breath, smile, and say, "It is difficult, but I can handle it." Smiling does not mean ignoring problems. It means choosing strength instead of weakness. It means sending a signal to your brain, "I am in control." When you repeat these small practices, they begin to build on each other. At first, you must push yourself to remember them, but soon they become natural. Just like brushing your teeth, you will do them without thinking. That is the magic of habits. But remember, bad habits also grow in the same way. If you complain every morning, soon your brain complains without effort. If you scroll every night until you sleep, soon your brain needs it like food. If you tell yourself, "I cannot," every day, soon your brain believes it as truth. That is why it is so important to choose carefully. Every habit you repeat is a seed, and every seed grows into something that fills your mind. Imagine again the two gardens. In the first, someone plants gratitude, affirmations, and learning. Over time, this garden is full of flowers, green trees, and fresh air. In the second, someone plants complaining, doubting, and comparing. Over time, this garden is full of weeds, darkness, and no space to grow. Both people live with the results of their own gardens. The same is true for you. Your future depends on the habits you practice today. If you plant seeds of fear, you will grow fear. If you plant seeds of courage, you will grow courage. If you plant nothing, weeds will still grow. That is why you must be active. You must decide, what seeds will I plant today? Here is a challenge. For the next 7 days, choose one positive habit. Maybe it is writing one positive English sentence. Maybe it is saying one morning affirmation. Maybe it is making a gratitude list. Do it every day for 1 week. Then notice how your mind feels. Notice if you have more energy, more hope, more focus. You will see the change. Building habits is not about speed. It is about direction. If you take one small step in the right direction every day, after 1 year you will be far ahead. But if you take one small step in the wrong direction every day, after 1 year you will be far behind. So, ask yourself today, am I training my mind or leaving it untrained? Am I planting flowers or letting weeds grow? Your answer will decide your future. Because in the end, your mind becomes what you do every day. And when you build positive habits of the mind, you are building the foundation for a strong, happy, and successful life. Discipline is stronger than motivation. Many people believe success comes from motivation. They wait for the perfect moment when they feel ready, excited, and full of energy. But here is the truth. Motivation is like the wind. Sometimes it is strong, sometimes it is weak, and sometimes it is not there at all. If you depend only on motivation, you will not move far. But discipline is different. Discipline is like your legs. You can always use them, even when the wind is gone. Think about this contrast. Person A waits for motivation. They say, "I will study English when I feel ready. I will start my project when I feel inspired. I will exercise when I feel strong." But days pass, then weeks, and often the right feeling never comes. Person B uses discipline. They say, "I will study English for 15 minutes every day, no matter what. I will start my project today, even if I don't feel inspired. I will exercise, even if I feel tired." Who grows stronger? It is person B, because discipline always wins where motivation fails. Let us use a simple example. Imagine someone who wants to improve their English speaking. On Monday, they feel motivated. They watch a video, repeat words, and feel proud. On Tuesday, they feel less energy. They say, "Not today, I am too tired." On Wednesday, they feel busy, so they skip practice again. Soon, they practice only once a week, and progress is very slow. Now imagine another person. They say, "No matter what, I will practice English 15 minutes daily." Some days they feel good, some days they feel lazy, but they always do it. After 3 months, their skills improve greatly. After 6 months, they feel more confident. After 1 year, they surprise everyone with their progress. The difference is not talent, it is discipline. Discipline is like a muscle. When you use it every day, it grows stronger. At first, it feels heavy, like lifting weights at the gym. But every time you practice, your mental muscle becomes stronger. Soon, what was once difficult becomes easy. For example, in the beginning, waking up early may feel like a big fight. But after 2 weeks of discipline, it feels normal. Reading 1 page of a book every night may feel boring at first. But after 1 month, it becomes a natural part of life. Discipline makes hard things simple because repetition creates strength. Here is another contrast: dreamers versus doers. Dreamers talk about what they will do someday. They say, "I want to be fluent in English. I want to start a business. I want to change my life." But they wait for the right mood, the right chance, the right motivation. Doers act. They do not wait for perfect feelings. They take small steps daily. They learn 1 new English word. They write 1 sentence. They read 1 page. Day by day, they move forward. Dreamers live in someday. Doers live in today. And only doers see results. Think about brushing your teeth. Do you always feel motivated to do it? Probably not. But you do it every day because it is a habit. You understand the importance. The same must be true for learning, growing, and building your future. You do not need to feel excited every time. You just need to show up. And the more you show up, the more results you create. One powerful image is to think of discipline as a road. Motivation is like a car. If you only wait for fuel, motivation, sometimes the car stops. But if the road is strong, discipline, you can always push the car forward, slowly but surely. A slow step forward is better than no step at all. So how can you build discipline in your life? Start with small routines. Decide 1 or 2 simple actions you will do every day, no matter what. For example, practice English for 15 minutes. Write 1 positive sentence. Read 1 page of a book. Take a short walk. The secret is to create a small routine and repeat it daily. Soon, your brain understands, "This is who I am. I am a disciplined person." Another tip is to remove choices. For example, if you want to study English every morning, keep your notebook or app ready near your bed. When you wake up, you do not ask, "Should I study or not?" You simply do it. Discipline becomes easier when you make fewer decisions. At times, you will feel tired. You will want to skip your routine. That is normal. But remember this: 1 small action is always better than nothing. If you cannot study for 15 minutes, study for 5. If you cannot write 1 page, write 1 sentence. If you cannot exercise for 30 minutes, move for 10. The key is to keep the chain alive. Do not break the routine. Even small actions keep your discipline muscle strong. Discipline also gives freedom. At first it feels hard, like a strict teacher, but soon you see the truth. Discipline makes life easier. For example, if you discipline yourself to save money, later you feel free from stress. If you discipline yourself to learn English daily, later you feel free to travel, work, and connect. Motivation gives energy for a moment. Discipline builds results for a lifetime. So next time you think, I don't feel motivated, remind yourself, you don't need motivation to act. You only need discipline. Be the person who does it anyway. Because every time you act without waiting for the right feeling, you prove to yourself that you are stronger than your mood. This is the mindset of winners. Winners are not always excited. Winners are disciplined. They do not ask, do I feel like it? They ask, did I do it? And they keep going, one step at a time. Your mind is your strongest weapon, but discipline is the hand that holds it steady. Motivation will come and go like the weather, but discipline stays with you like the ground you walk on. Build it, protect it, and use it. Because in the end, discipline is what transforms dreamers into doers and goals into reality. And once you understand discipline, the next step is persistence, continuing even when results are slow, because discipline starts the journey, but persistence carries you to the destination. The power of self-talk. Every day, from the moment you wake up until the moment you sleep, there is a voice in your head. Sometimes it is loud, sometimes it is quiet, but it is always there. This voice is called self-talk. Self-talk is the way you speak to yourself in your mind. And this voice is powerful, more powerful than most people realize, because the words you repeat to yourself become your reality. Think about this simple contrast. If you say to yourself, I am weak, I cannot do this, your body and heart will believe it. You will feel smaller, slower, and less confident. But if you say to yourself, I am strong, I can try, suddenly your body feels lighter, your heart feels bigger, and your mind feels clearer. The situation outside doesn't change, but the way you talk to yourself changes everything inside. Let's use an example. Imagine a student preparing for an English exam. They sit at the desk, open their book, and whisper inside, I am not ready. I will fail. I am not smart enough. Their hands shake, their chest feels heavy, and soon they give up studying. Now imagine the same student, the same exam, the same desk. But this time, the self-talk is different. They say, this exam is not easy, but I will try. I am learning every day. I am improving. Their chest feels lighter. Their hands become steady, and they study with focus. Do you see? The difference is not the exam. The difference is the voice inside. Self-talk can be your biggest enemy, or it can be your best friend. Many people live with an inner critic. This critic is like a bully inside the mind. It says, you are not good enough. You will fail. Others are better than you. Every mistake becomes proof of weakness. Every difficulty becomes a reason to stop. Living with an inner critic is like walking with heavy chains. It steals energy, hope, and courage. But you can choose another voice, the inner coach. The inner coach does not ignore mistakes, but it speaks with support and kindness. It says, yes, this is hard, but you are growing. Yes, you made a mistake, but you can learn. Yes, you are not perfect, but you are improving. Living with an inner coach is like walking with a friend who always encourages you. You feel lighter, stronger, and ready to continue. Now think about how this connects to learning English. Many learners tell themselves, "My English is bad. I will never sound natural. People will laugh at me." This self-talk creates fear, and the learner avoids speaking. But imagine if they change their words to, "My English is not perfect, but I am improving. Every mistake is practice. I am learning step by step." This self-talk creates courage, and the learner continues to practice. Over time, their skills grow faster because they speak more, learn more, and believe in themselves. Here is a simple exercise you can try. Every morning, stand in front of the mirror and say one positive sentence in English. For example, "I am learning. I am improving. I am strong. I can do this." At first, it may feel strange. You may not believe the words. But remember, your brain listens to repetition. If you repeat negative words, your brain believes them. If you repeat positive words, your brain also believes them. It is like watering a plant. The words are water, and your mind is the soil. If you water the soil with poison, the plant will die. If you water the soil with clean water, the plant will grow. Another exercise is to notice your negative words and flip them into positive ones. For example, instead of "I will fail," say "I will try." Instead of "I am bad at English," say "I am improving in English." Instead of "I cannot do this," say "I can try one small step." This practice may seem simple, but it is powerful. Because when you change the words, you change the feelings. And when you change the feelings, you change the actions. Think of self-talk like the background music in a movie. If the music is dark and scary, even a simple scene feels heavy. If the music is light and joyful, the same scene feels happy. Your words are the music of your life. Choose carefully what you play. Self-talk also builds identity. If you say, "I am lazy" every day, you start to act lazy. If you say, "I am disciplined," you begin to act disciplined. If you say, "I am unlucky," you start to see only problems. But if you say, "I am growing," you begin to notice chances, lessons, and hope. This is the power of identity words. I am. Every time you say "I am," you are writing your own story. Sometimes people think positive self-talk means lying, but it is not lying. It is choosing the helpful truth. For example, saying "I am perfect" is not useful because nobody is perfect. But saying "I am improving" is true and powerful because every day you are learning. Saying "I will never fail" is not true because everyone fails sometimes. But saying "I can learn from failure" is true and helpful. The goal is not to deny reality. The goal is to speak words that give you strength to face reality. So, my friend, begin to listen to your inner voice. Is it a critic or is it a coach? Is it a bully or is it a friend? Remember, you have the power to choose. If you want to build a strong life, you must first build a strong voice inside your head. Because before the world speaks to you, your mind already speaks. And if your mind speaks with courage, no outside voice can break you. Your self-talk is the strongest partner you will ever have. Treat it like your best friend. Speak to yourself with kindness, encouragement, and hope. Say, "I am learning, I am improving, I am strong," and slowly, these words will become your truth. Once you understand the power of self-talk, the next step is persistence, keeping your mind strong even when results are slow. Because self-talk starts the fire, but persistence keeps it burning. Focus and attention master your direction. Your life goes where your attention goes. Imagine your mind like a flashlight in a dark room. If the light moves everywhere, you cannot see clearly. But if the light shines on one spot, suddenly everything in that area becomes clear. This is the power of focus. The things you focus on grow stronger, while the things you ignore grow weaker. Now let us use contrast. Imagine a student trying to study English. They sit at a desk with their phone buzzing, music playing, and social media open. Their eyes move from the book to the phone, from the phone to the messages, from the messages back to the book. After 1 hour, they feel tired, but they have learned very little. Their attention was scattered, like water spilling on the floor. Now imagine another student. They put the phone away, sit in a quiet place, and set a timer for 20 minutes. In those 20 minutes, they read, write, and repeat words with full focus. After the same 1 hour, they feel clear, and they have learned much more. Their attention was sharp, like a laser cutting through metal. The difference is not time. The difference is focus. Focus decides direction. If you give your attention to distractions, your life moves in circles. If you give your attention to goals, your life moves forward. Many people live with a scattered mind. They check their phone every few minutes, jump from one task to another, and never finish what they start. They feel busy, but at the end of the day, they ask themselves, what did I really do? Others live with laser focus. They choose one goal, one task, one step. They give it full attention. And slowly, step by step, they build something great. Think of it like driving a car. If you look left and right all the time, the car moves dangerously. But if you keep your eyes on the road ahead, the car moves smoothly. Focus is the same. It keeps your mind on the road of your life. So how can you master your focus? The first step is to remove distractions. For example, if you want to study English, put your phone in another room. If you want to write, turn off notifications. If you want to read, find a quiet corner. The less noise around you, the stronger your focus becomes. The second step is to set small goals. If you tell yourself, I will study English for 3 hours today, your brain feels tired before you even start. But if you say, I will study for 15 minutes, your brain feels calm. You start small, and often after 15 minutes, you continue longer. Small goals protect focus because they feel possible. The third step is to work in short time blocks. For example, study for 20 minutes, then take a 5-minute break. This method trains your brain to stay sharp for short periods instead of fighting to stay awake for hours. Even professional athletes and musicians use this method. They know focus works best in waves, not in endless struggle. Another tip is to keep a focus list. Each morning, write down 1 or 2 tasks you must complete. Do not write 10 things. Choose only the most important. When your mind wants to run in many directions, look at your list. Ask yourself, what is my focus today? This practice teaches your brain to aim like a laser, not scatter like dust in the wind. Let's use another simple picture. Imagine your energy is like the sun. If the sun shines on the whole desert, it is warm, but it does not burn. But if you take a magnifying glass and focus the sun on one spot, it creates fire. Your energy is the same. Scattered, it feels busy but weak. Focused, it becomes unstoppable. This is also true in English learning. If you try to do everything at once, grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, listening, writing, you may feel lost. But if you say, "Today I will focus only on vocabulary," you feel clear. Tomorrow, focus only on listening. Step by step, each part grows stronger. And soon, your whole English skill grows like a tree, one branch at a time. Be careful of hidden distractions too. Sometimes distractions are not outside, but inside. You sit with your book, but your mind wanders. You think about yesterday's mistake or tomorrow's problem. This is also a loss of focus. To fight this, practice bringing your mind back to the present. When your thoughts wander, gently say, "Come back. Focus now." At first, this feels hard, but with practice, it becomes easier. Remember, where your focus goes, your future grows. If you focus on problems, you see only problems. If you focus on solutions, you see opportunities. If you focus on fear, you feel weaker. If you focus on courage, you feel stronger. One final exercise. Before you begin a task, ask yourself, where will I put my focus now? Say it out loud in English. For example, I will focus on reading for 20 minutes. I will focus on writing one paragraph. I will focus on learning 5 new words. Speaking your focus aloud gives it power. It is like giving your brain clear directions. So, my friend, do not let your attention scatter like dust in the wind. Train it, direct it, master it. Because if you control your focus, you control your future. And once you learn to control focus, you need another skill, persistence, the power to continue even when progress feels slow. Because focus shows you the path, but persistence keeps your feet walking on it. Turn pain into power. Pain is a part of life. Everyone experiences it. Failure, rejection, loss, disappointment. No one can avoid it. Sometimes it comes suddenly, like a storm. Sometimes it comes slowly, like rain that never stops. But pain is not your enemy. Pain is a teacher. How you respond to it decides whether it breaks you or builds you. Think about 2 people facing a challenge. Both lose an important opportunity. Both feel the sharp weight of disappointment in their chest. Person A looks at the situation and says, "I failed. Life is unfair. I cannot continue." This thought grows, and soon fear and sadness take over. The mind feels heavy, the energy disappears, and progress stops. Pain has broken this person. Now think of person B facing the same loss. They feel the pain too. They feel the disappointment, the sadness, and the frustration. But instead of letting it destroy them, they think, "I learned. I know what to improve. Next time, I will do better." They take a deep breath and take one small step forward. Slowly, the pain becomes fuel, not chains. The pain builds this person. Pain teaches lessons that comfort cannot. Comfort allows you to stay in the same place, doing the same thing every day. Pain pushes you to grow. For example, when you make a mistake in learning English, it may feel embarrassing or frustrating. But that mistake is a lesson. If you ignore it, you stay the same. If you learn from it, you improve. Every challenge, every failure, every loss is an opportunity in disguise. One simple practice is to reframe your pain in words. When something hurts, write it down in a notebook in English. For example, instead of "I failed the test," write, "I learned what I need to study more." Instead of "I made a mistake speaking English," write, "I learned how to say it better next time." Instead of "I lost the opportunity," write, "I know what to do differently next time." You can also write a sentence like, "My pain is my teacher." Repeat it daily. Say it in the morning when you feel discouraged. Say it in the evening when you reflect on your day. These words remind your mind that pain is not the end. Pain is the beginning of growth. Life will always bring pain in many forms. You may fail in school, in work, in relationships, or even in small personal goals. You may feel left out, rejected, or ignored. You may feel tired, weak, or hopeless. These moments are universal. Everyone experiences them. But you have a choice. Let pain destroy you, or let pain teach you. Even in English learning, pain appears. You may fail to understand a sentence. You may forget a word. You may speak a sentence incorrectly and feel embarrassed. Many learners give up at this point. But the strongest learners think differently. They say, I made a mistake. I learned. I will try again. Mistakes are small pains, but they are also stepping stones. Each step, even if painful, moves you closer to fluency. Another way to turn pain into power is to practice reflection. When something hurts, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this make me stronger? Reflection transforms pain into action. Without reflection, pain only repeats itself. With reflection, pain builds strength, resilience, and wisdom. Pain also teaches patience. Growth is never instant. Sometimes it takes months of effort and struggle to see results. When you face difficulty, remind yourself, this pain is part of the journey. The struggle is shaping you into someone stronger. Every small effort during pain is like building a bridge. You may not see it yet, but one day you will cross it and see how far you have come. Think about the difference between breaking and building. When pain breaks you, it makes your mind smaller. You stop trying, you lose hope, you feel weak. When pain builds you, it makes your mind bigger. You learn, you adapt, you grow stronger, and you feel capable of more than you imagined. The choice is always inside your mind. Here is a simple daily exercise. Every evening, write one line in English about your pain and one line about the lesson it taught you. For example, I felt nervous during the exam. I learned to practice more calmly. I could not remember a word in English. I learned to repeat it more often. I was too shy to speak. I learned that trying is more important than being perfect. After a few weeks, you will see a powerful change. Your mind will start to see pain not as a wall, but as a staircase. Every struggle becomes a step upward, bringing you closer to your goals. Remember, everyone feels pain. Everyone faces challenges. No one is perfect. But those who turn pain into power are the ones who move forward. They do not wait for life to become easy. They do not wait for pain to disappear. They learn from it, grow from it, and use it as fuel for their journey. So today, make a choice. The next time pain comes, do not say, "Why me?" Say, "What can I learn?" The next time you fail, do not say, "I cannot." Say, "I will try again." Turn your pain into power, because your mind can turn every challenge into a stepping stone, and every struggle into strength. And once you have learned to use pain as power, the next step is belief. Believing in yourself even when the world doubts you. Persistence builds strength, but belief gives it direction. The journey of persistence. Persistence is the master key to success. It is the silent force that separates those who achieve their dreams from those who give up. Many people start with energy and excitement, but when challenges appear, they stop. They quit. They say, "This is too hard. I cannot do it." But those who persist even when progress is slow or results are invisible, are the ones who reach their goals. Persistence is not about speed or talent. It is about never stopping, step by step. Think of water flowing over a rock. At first, the rock is hard, strong, and unmovable. But over time, the constant flow of water creates small changes. Days pass, months pass, years pass, and slowly, the rock wears away. It does not happen suddenly, but eventually, the rock changes shape. Persistence works the same way. Small, repeated actions, continued over time, create results that seem impossible at first. Now contrast two learners of English. Learner A studies when they feel motivated. They practice one day, then skip 2 days. 1 week passes, then another. Soon they forget most of what they learned. They feel discouraged and think, learning English is too difficult. Learner B, however, studies every day, even for a few minutes. One day, they write 1 sentence. The next day, 1 page. The next day, 1 new word. They do not stop, even when tired or busy. After weeks and months, their English grows steadily. The difference is persistence, not talent. Persistence strengthens the mind. Every time you continue despite challenges, your mental muscles grow stronger. It teaches patience, courage, and discipline. When life gets hard, persistence reminds you, I can take 1 more step. I can try 1 more time. Without persistence, even the strongest knowledge, skill, or plan can fail. With persistence, even small efforts lead to big results over time. Small steps are the secret to building persistence. You do not need to achieve a huge goal in 1 day. Start simple. Write 1 sentence in English every day. Learn 1 new word daily. Read 1 paragraph or 1 page every day. These small steps may feel tiny, but repeated daily, they become habits. Each day adds up. Weeks pass, then months, and suddenly you have built a skill that seemed impossible at the beginning. Imagine climbing a mountain. The peak looks far, high, and unreachable. A person who stops halfway will never see the view, but a person who keeps climbing, even slowly, reaches the top. Persistence is that steady climb. You may stumble, you may rest, you may feel tired, but you keep moving. 1 step today, 1 step tomorrow, 1 step the next day. Over time, the steps lead you to the summit. Persistence also teaches hope. When you continue despite difficulty, your mind learns to trust itself. You prove to yourself that you can face obstacles. You prove that failure is not the end, but a part of the journey. Every small success reinforces belief. Every challenge overcome strengthens courage. The mind becomes stronger, more confident, and ready for bigger challenges. Let us return to learning English. Many learners quit because mistakes feel embarrassing or progress feels slow. But persistence changes that. Every word learned, every sentence written, every page read adds up. One day you will speak more confidently. One day you will understand more when listening. One day your English will feel natural. The key is to persist, even when results seem invisible. Persistence is also about mindset. Life will always test you. Some days you will feel tired, weak, or frustrated. The easy choice is to stop, but persistence teaches you to choose differently. I will continue. I will try again. I will not give up. The act of continuing, even when it is difficult, is more important than the results you see immediately. Results will come, step by step, if you persist. You can also use reminders to strengthen persistence. Write a sentence like, "Step by step, I grow stronger." Step by step, I move forward. Place it where you see it every day. Repeat it in English. Let it guide your mind when challenges appear. Small reminders like this keep your mental focus and energy directed toward persistence. Another practical tip is to track your progress. Check off your small goals every day. 1 sentence written, 1 word learned, 1 paragraph read. Seeing progress, no matter how small, motivates your mind to continue. Persistence grows when you see your effort adding up, even in tiny amounts. Remember, life will test everyone. Some people quit when life is hard. Others continue step by step, day by day. Over time, the persistent person achieves more, learns more, and becomes stronger. They do not rely on luck or inspiration. They rely on steady, daily action. And eventually, their life reflects the power of persistence. So, start today. Take 1 small step in learning, improving, and growing. Keep taking small steps every day. Your mind will become stronger, your skills will improve, and your life will change. Persistence is not flashy or exciting, but it is powerful. It is the steady current that moves mountains and shapes your destiny. Once you understand persistence, the final key is belief. Believing in yourself so that your consistent actions are guided by confidence and hope. Persistence is the body of growth. Belief is the heart of it. Conclusion. Welcome back, my friend. Now you have learned an important truth. Your mind can be your best friend or your worst enemy. Life will always bring challenges, obstacles, and tests. But if you control your mind, you can face anything. If you let your mind control you, even small problems can feel like mountains. That is why the message is simple but powerful. Control your mind before life controls you. Let us remember the lessons we covered together. First, avoid negative thinking. Negative words like I cannot or I will fail take energy and hope. When you notice these thoughts, flip them into positive ones. Say, I will try. I am learning. I am improving. Your mind begins to work for you, not against you. Second, build positive habits of the mind. Small, daily practices, writing 1 positive sentence, saying morning affirmations, making gratitude lists. Train your mind like a muscle. Habits are seeds. Whatever you plant will grow. If you plant positive habits, your mind becomes strong, calm, and focused. Third, choose discipline over motivation. Motivation comes and goes like the wind. Discipline stays. Studying English for 15 minutes every day, even when you do not feel like it, is better than waiting to feel inspired. Discipline makes you a doer, not a dreamer, and builds mental strength that lasts. Fourth, practice positive self-talk. The words you say to yourself shape your reality. Choose your inner voice wisely. Be your own coach, not your own critic. Say, I am strong. I am learning. I can do this. This habit gives you a supportive friend inside your mind, always guiding you forward. Fifth, master focus and attention. Where your attention goes, your life grows. Remove distractions, set small goals, and work in short time blocks. Focus is like a flashlight. Shine it on one goal, and it will grow. Let it scatter, and progress becomes slow. Controlling your focus is controlling your future. Sixth, turn pain into power. Life will always bring failure, rejection, or loss. You cannot stop it, but you can choose how to respond. Reframe struggles. Instead of saying, I failed, say, I learned. Every challenge, even mistakes in English learning, is a stepping stone toward growth. Your pain can become fuel for your journey. Seventh, Embrace persistence. Step by step, day by day, keep moving. Small, consistent actions build strength over time. Learning one sentence, reading one page, or learning one new word daily may seem small, but persistence adds up. Those who never give up eventually reach their goals, even when the path is hard. All these lessons come together to build a strong mind, a mind that does not fear challenges, does not wait for perfect conditions, and does not give up when life feels heavy. Life will always test us. Problems will appear, disappointments will come, and obstacles will seem impossible. But a strong mind can overcome any test. You can face fear, pain, and doubt with courage. You can take control of your life, step by step, word by word, thought by thought. Now it is your turn to take action. Begin today. Practice your English daily, even for a few minutes. Write one positive sentence. Repeat an affirmation. Focus on one small goal. Remember that every step, no matter how small, moves you forward. If you want more guidance, more lessons, and more practice, make sure to subscribe to Read and Learn English. Every video is here to help you grow your mind and your English at the same time. Stay consistent, keep learning, and never give up on yourself. Control your mind. Build your habits. Speak kindly to yourself. Focus on what matters. Turn pain into power. Persist every day. And remember, your mind is your greatest tool. When you use it wisely, life becomes full of opportunities. The journey may not always be easy, but it is always worth it. You have the power. You have the choice. Take the next step today and move closer to the life you dream of.